Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is episode 11 of our Transport Fever 2 Let's Play. If you guys are new to the channel, definitely check out some of the older videos, both in this series and past series, linked in the description below. And if you're a returning viewer, as always, like and comment, let me know how I'm doing, and subscribe for more videos. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into episode 11 here. We're just taking a look at the fuel delivery, rather, going down to Honiton, and you'll notice that I made this train a lot smaller. We started off with a full-length train on here, and the capacity was just way too much, and it was just getting crushed financially. So I think I brought it down to like 84. That should work okay for a little bit. It's still not ideal, but this will start to level up, hopefully, and then, yeah, it's starting to deliver to both of them, so... Let's see, yeah. It's actually delivering more to Honiton than it is to Bridgehouse, which is interesting. But anyway. So there's, really excited for this episode. There's a lot of cool stuff that I want to get to do. The first thing is I want to head over here to Retford. And there are some trains on here that I think deserve to be upgraded, just based on capacity. So we have 170 people that want to go up on this Verwood line. And we only have one train on here. And if we can find it, let's see. We've got one train on here, and it only has 56 capacity. So, I think that, 132 wanting to come down here, 75, this definitely deserves a better train. So why don't we go ahead and do that. I'm going to come in here. And I'm probably just going to replace this train altogether, because I think I'm also going to replace the engine. So we have the Atlantic, and we have these new passenger cars. I really want to do that. I just don't know if it's... we could go with a 10-wheeler. The 10-wheeler is actually more powerful and goes the same speed. Let's do that, and let's see, these hold 20, so maybe we'll get 4. So we'll have 80 capacity on there. And now where's the siding that we used for this? It's right here. Oh, look at that, perfect. We never even put the passenger cars on there, so why don't we go ahead and do that? So, let's see, passenger cars, USA. Yeah, I think it's these. And what did we say? We just put 4 on there? What do we think? Does that look like they're attached? Yeah, so we'll put 4 of these on there. And now let's see if we can find this train and see how it looks. Yeah, it's coming in right here. Slowing down just because of that curve. Nothing we can do about that. But then I also wanted to go through, and we've got really good numbers that want to go between Dudley and Coinsborough. So I was also thinking of upgrading these trains as well. They've got 84 capacity, but you can see that these trains are just not powerful enough to handle what's going on there. So why don't we come through and change these out as well? I'm going to decrease the capacity a little bit, but make them faster overall. So I'll go with a Mogul, and we'll go with these Clear Stories and 80, 64. Let's go with 64 for now, and we'll see how those work. So then we have to go over to this siding that they're using over here and replace these. But actually, I might just leave those and then replace the others, because I think I'm also going to upgrade these trains as well. So that has 43 on there. There's 82 that want to go up to Dudley. And 63 that want to head back, and you can see that these both just took full loads. So why don't we replace these as well? So these are the Dudley Honiton trains. And I'm going to do the same thing that we did over... I'm going to do 4... Let's see, that'll have 80 capacity. What are these? These already have 80. So maybe I'll do 5. So now they have 100 capacity. And now rather than, you know, having to delete all of these out, we can just swap out the old passenger cars, the 1850 passenger cars, with the new cars that we just put on that line with the 10-wheeler. So let's do that. So how many did we put on there? 5, right? Because they have 100 capacity. So that's 5. And then we'll put 5 over here as well. Perfect. All right, so now those trains are all upgraded, which is great. I think that's really going to help move more passengers. Let's see if we can catch one of these, see how they're doing. Yeah, that looks really good. I would love to get the Atlantic on there. I just don't think it's really necessary. I mean, a lot of our tracks are pretty limited with speed anyway. Just because of how these islands are laid out. There are a lot of tight curves in here. But anyway. Alright, so getting over to some industrial concerns here. So this steel mill is way overloaded with iron and is getting completely starved of coal. And if you remember, it's because we actually have 2 iron trains on here and only 1 coal train. So let's go ahead and get a second coal train on here. Let's see how we can branch this off. So I'll branch it off to there. And then we'll double this up. Probably do the same thing that we did with this iron. We'll double it up to this tunnel. And then branch it in. So let's get some one-way signals on here. Like that. And then we'll go ahead and double it up in here as well. It's going to mean that we're going to have to redo this, this cut. Oh, and it just worked with our new bridge, which is great. So we'll bring this down here, all the way up to this tunnel. Probably get this, you know, kind of as close to this tunnel as we can. And now we'll put one-way signals going like that. And then I guess we could double up this section. It's not the longest section to double up, but it'll work. I think we can probably still fit a full-length train in there. And now I want to come down and I want to edit these trains right off the bat. So I'm going to go with 10-wheelers so that we can get the upgraded, the second tier cargo, whatever you want to call these, freight cars. And I'm just going to max out the length on these. So 200, we'll go 233. And then I want to get another one of those. And this train, I think, if I remember correctly, is going to come from all the way down here. Yep, it is. Okay, and now let's also upgrade those iron trains. So I want to swap these out with 10-wheelers as well. And then I'll go through and upgrade all of those cars off camera. Just because now I'm going to have to go through and, you know, delete all of these cars and add them all back in. It's just, that would be so tedious for you guys to watch on screen. But I think having multiple, now huge vehicles on there delivering, you know, coal and iron is really going to help. So let's see how this guy does, whether he can just hop right on here. And yeah, so he's on the line now. I don't think he should interfere with anybody, which is really good. However, I do think that this log delivery line could use with some auto signaling. So why don't we auto signal? We'll go 400 meters down this line. Okay, and that only brought it to there because there's already a set of signals here. Okay. So in that case, I'm just going to put these in manually. So then we've got a set of signals here. I'm just going to try and line these up with this other track, this adjacent track. So now we're going to need, so let's put some signals in here now. And I don't think there are any, so we can auto signal this. So let's put one in there. Yeah, and that's going to run, looks like all the way down to here. And now we'll send that back. Yeah, just checking to make sure that it didn't do anything weird. And then here, I'll probably just put one more signal after that merge. All right, one sec, let me delete that out, and now we're gonna put a signal right after that merge, just like that. Okay, so now that log line is figured out. We have our, that's our log train. Where's our coal train? Yeah, he already made it up here, which is great. And they'll pass each other in here. Perfect, they'll just fit. But now we should get a ton more steel being produced down here once these trains kind of get on a more regular schedule. Where's our other iron train? Oh, it's down here filling up. No, it's not. Oh, they just passed each other. Must have been, he must have been waiting right here. But okay, so now we're going to get more steel produced. And the reason that that's important is because this is kind of getting starved of steel, this facility here. So first of all, I want to get more steel being moved. So I'm going to get 4 more vehicles on here to deliver steel. And I think that that will help. And then I would love to get machines delivered down here, but for now I'm not going to add that on until, and it looks like this could use maybe 2 more vehicles to deliver machines into Dudley, but I'm not going to start that until this has a ton of steel going, just because it, you know, I don't want to completely starve the thing being delivered over to Dudley. But all right, so we got a bit more coal being delivered, and now one of the big things that I wanted to get going was this fuel refinery uses oil sand to produce fuel and sand. So I think that we can figure out something to do with that sand, and we can just piggyback right on this existing huge rail line, right in here, right into this construction materials plant. So this is going to be a lot of ripping out things that we've already done to make this work. But I think we'll definitely be able to make it work. So to start, I'm going to take out this facility here. And then I'm also going to take this out and add in another station. I actually technically don't have to rip it out. I can just add in another platform over here. But getting onto this bridge is going to be... Yeah, I mean, that's... I don't know. It is what it is, I guess. Yeah, so we'll come down like that. And now we're going to have to bring this track right in here. And we'll merge that one in there. And now we're going to need a non-one-way signal right there. And then I'm going to need a crossover here to be able to get... these trains. I guess that will work. That'll be fine. To be able to get the... make sure that this siding can access this fuel line. But okay, so now that's on there. And what I'm probably going to do, actually, is bump the fuel over to this outside platform. And then use the existing fuel track for the sand. And the reason for that is that when we get down here... Let's see, where does this merge end? I'm going to back that out to there. And then I'm going to delete out this track because the sand needs to carry on and the fuel needs to cut onto this track like that. So now let me see if I can make this work without having to just delete that train out. So the Bridgehouse Honiton fuel. So here, I want you to be on platform 3. Or, no, platform 1. Yeah, like that. And let's see, I just want to follow this and see if he's going to switch over here. Okay, perfect. So that has no problem. And now we can come through here and we can bring this track all the way down here. Just, again, continuing to make this the biggest bridge of all time. And now, what I probably am going to do is put in a station here. So that means I'm going to have to delete out a ton of track to make this work. Because I'm going to put in a big station here with a bunch of pass-throughs. So let's see. Now, I want a pass-through cargo station. We'll make it 240 meters with just one platform. Let's see. So if I put that in, like, right there. Can I get a road in here? Not quite. So why don't I delete that out? If I put the road in there. And then I'll put this station in. Right there. And now we got to delete out a lot of this track because this curve is now all wrong. Probably just a little bit more. And now let's see if we can make this curve can. And now how many tracks? I need 4 sets of pass-through on here. So that's 1, 3, and that's 4. Okay. So now that we have those pass-throughs on here, we should be able to connect these up. So now those can pass through. I'm going to put some signals in here. Like that. Oh, and I didn't want them to be one-ways. Okay, so one-ways. Now let's go ahead and delete these signals out, because I do want them to be one-ways. Like that. And now we can go ahead and connect this track in. And now we need to figure out what to do here. So I'll back that out, and then I will back this out. Let's see, does that maintain speed? Does not. So how far would I have to maintain speed? I'd have to go out to there. And then that doesn't maintain speed either, so we're gonna have to delete this back a ways. Now that maintains speed. So now we'll grab this track. We will connect that in there. And then we're gonna have to back this out to get this to connect up the way that we want it to. So now we're gonna have a little bridge there. That road crossing looks fine, but we're maintaining speed, and that is the important thing. So now we'll bring this track down here and connect that in there. And now everything should be fixed. So let me just go back in here and put these signals back. So it looks like we can have a signal right here, and then a set of signals here. Same thing here. And then probably one like right on this bridge. And now all these lines should be fixed. So I can let this run again. And now we can go ahead and establish. So from here at, yeah, platform 2. Waiting for a full load for 120 seconds. Maybe we'll make this, I don't know, maybe we'll make this, like a green color. And it will come down to this station. Perfect, and this is going to be Bridge House to Honiton Sand. So this will be a rail line, and it's going to be Bridge House to Honiton Sand. Yeah, it's waiting for a full load. Okay, perfect. So now that's going to bring sand down here. So let's go ahead and get a train on here. So we're going to go with steam. I'll probably go with a... I really want to be able to hit that top speed, so we'll probably go with a 10-wheeler. And let's get maybe 96 capacity to start. And we'll put that on that sand route. I'm actually going to double up some of this track here. So I'm just going to delete that out for a sec. And I'm just doubling up enough of this track so that we don't interfere with this crossing. So I'm going to delete that out and then get that on there. Sure, we can make that a double switch. And now I want them to go like this. All the way down to here. So now he should come and cross directly over onto this track. Yeah. Just like that. And now we should see sand, yeah, starting to get put onto this platform and delivered down here. So we'll just have to take a look at that line to see how much capacity it can handle. And now we need to figure out where we want to deliver this construction material. So we've got a couple options. The easiest one is to deliver it right here into Horsham. But I kind of feel like we could serve Horsham with this facility. But that being said, there isn't really another great place to deliver construction material from here. You know what I mean? Like Warminster needs it, Retford needs it. There's a construction materials facility up here. I needs it. That's really far. Yeah, so I think I'll just deliver it right into Horsham. So let's figure out how we want to do that. Probably, I hate to say it, but trucking it is probably our best option. I mean, I could put in a rail line, but like this terrain is just, it's pretty nasty. I could loop a rail line right around here. Piggyback onto this rail line and then maybe put in a cargo station like right here and then truck it in. Yeah, why don't we do that, actually? That could be interesting. So let's see, if I put a... If I put a cargo platform on here, and then a set of tracks, now we come into here. So now I'll branch off here nice and sharp just so that we can get up to speed. Then we'll have a 50-mile-an-hour bend in here. And then we'll get onto this track. Briefly. And then let me see. So we want a 240-meter station in here. With, yeah, just one platform. So if I put that in like right here, And then we come in here and get our track. And then we want to connect up in there. It's going to climb a little bit, but I think that that's the best we can do. And now we need to figure out what we're going to do about this terrain. So I'm just going to smooth out this track a little bit. And then if I get a little bit smaller brush, kind of come in here and level out a pad to work with. Put in a little straight road here. And now we're going to need a platform, and we'll go with, you know, a good-sized platform here. Maybe we'll put it like right there. Add on a little bit of capacity. And now we need to add on some streets here, so we'll connect that up, and then can I cross this? No, that slope is... that's pretty aggressive. Is there anywhere that I can cross this? This looks okay. Yeah. So why don't we cross it there? And then I'll connect it up there. And now we need to figure out where we're going to deliver this construction material. So they're going to come into town on this main road. And then I might have them drop it like right there. So now if we set up a new truck delivery, just running like that, and I'm going to make this dark red, and then I'm going to come in here and change this to maybe a purple. So now this, I want these guys to wait for full load forever before they head into Horsham. And this is going to be a truck route, and it's going to be Horsham construction materials. Now, do we have a... that's a tram depot. We have a road depot around here somewhere. Perfect. Okay. So, maybe we'll put 3 vehicles on there for now. And they'll go get on that construction materials delivery. And now we need to get a train on here. So that is going to be the trick, I guess. Let's see, can I... too much curvature. So I could get it to there. Just so that I can use an existing rail, you know, depot. So I'm going to curve that around, like right to there. Then I'm going to bring that out straight, and then let's see if I can get onto there. Then I'll delete that out. Delete that out. And we'll connect into there, like that. So now we can use that existing... yeah, like that. Okay, so now let's get a train on here. So if we come into this facility, actually we need to establish the line first. Platform 3. Wait for a full load for 120 seconds. We'll make this a dark red for the construction materials. And then they're going to deliver right up into there. So this is going to be a rail line from Honiton to Horsham. Construction materials. And now we need to get a train on there. So if we go into this depot here. Yeah, I'll go with a 10-wheeler. And we want flat cars. And maybe I'll go with, yeah, 96 capacity. Honiton to Horsham construction materials. And now that train should come out of there. And we're going to have to add a lot onto this siding. So hopefully I remember to do that kind of off camera. This is becoming just a massive, absolutely massive rail station. You know, rail hub. With all of this going on. So let's see, this has some sand, so it's starting to produce some construction material. You can see it there on that platform. This guy's gonna head up here like that. He's gonna branch off. So it's gonna take him some time to get back here to pick that up. Is this the... yeah, this is the sand delivery. Yeah, so it's got 76. That's pretty good. Let's see if this is starting to level up. We're getting there. Let's see, how is this the fuel train? It is. I think we can definitely use a few more vehicles on here delivering fuel. It's not that far, so maybe I'll get 2 more. I just have a feeling that this is going to get overloaded. Yeah. So to help that out a little bit, I'll put in a little building to buffer a little bit of that. And then why don't we honestly get 1 more vehicle in there to deliver some more fuel. So this is getting sand now. So the question is this running out of... yeah, so that's running out. We have a huge delivery coming in right now, but it just ran out before that got here. So it honestly makes me wonder if we can put another train on here. So for instance, that just left with a full load, and there's already virtually a full load on there. So where is our... yeah, so I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to get 1 more train on there to deliver oil sand. And that should work fine because virtually this entire track is doubled. I just saw we have a double signal here. So what I'm actually about to do is completely double up this bridge. Because I don't want there to be any bottleneck in this I don't want there to be any bottleneck on this line now that I've added 3 trains. Let's see, how spaced out are these? They're pretty well spaced out. I'm going to stop this guy for just a sec. I know that that's going to crush his speed, but I just want to give this guy a little bit of room to get going. You know, so maybe when he gets about here, I'll start this guy back up. So right when he kind of gets to this bend right here. Yeah, and that's close enough. Because he's going to struggle now getting back up to speed. But okay, so now we've got a ton of production going on. And like, let's see how fast this is running through that oil sand. Yeah, it needs at least a third delivery of oil sand, if not a 4th, honestly. This is delivering fuel down, not a ton. Again, that's getting starved, so kind of is what it is. Probably get another couple vehicles on this tools delivery. But okay, so what are some of the other things that I was thinking of doing? So one is down here at Dudley. I really want to incorporate Warminster and Saffron into our existing passenger routes. So I'm thinking the easiest way to do that is probably with a rail line, just kind of running right up here into Dudley. And I was thinking that this existing tram stop would actually be a pretty good place to put in a new passenger rail station, just a terminus station. So if we flip this around, and I'll look at the terrain, doesn't really matter because I've kind of already decided that it's going here, so we're going to make it work. So let's see if I kind of... I'm just going to get rid of these buildings. They're kind of in the way. So if I put that in like right there... And again, we've got some terrain stuff going on, but it's not the end of the world. And then I'm actually going to delete out this road a little bit because it's just going to be in our way. Because I want to come right across here at this shortest point. And then run right down here into Warminster. So if that's what we're going to do, if we're going to come onto here, we have to go one side or the other of this stop. So I'm kind of thinking that I might put it in like right here. And then connect up like that so that we can get a loop going. And now where do we want to cross here? If we curve it like that, how tight can I get that before we start losing speed? Right about there. And that looks pretty good. And I might go ahead and move this road. Roads are easy to move. I mean, a road in all reality would always give way to a rail line. Ooh, and I did not realize that there was this much of a hill here. So we're going to have to do something about that. But for now, let me just go ahead and replace this road. I'll just smooth this out a little bit. Okay, so that slope looks okay for now. So I'll probably end up tunneling this in. Like that. I think that that's probably going to be the best thing that we could do. Just to, you know, so that I don't have to go up and over or around the hill. So now let's establish a new line here. And this is going to be from Dudley to Warminster. And I want these guys to wait for a full load at either station. Why don't we make this like a light red color? I think that that contrasts really well. And so this is going to be a rail line from Dudley to Warminster. And now we need to get a siding on here, so I might do it like right here. I think that we have a good good amount of space for it. So if I put that in right there, and then connect that in there. And then I'll probably run my siding off on this side. Right to there, and then we'll tie that in right there. And then I want a non-one-way signal right here. And now let's go ahead and get a passenger line on there. Let's see what pass. I'll probably start. I'll probably start the way that we have always started. I don't know. And that's an. I'm gonna go with a Baldwin, and then I'm gonna go with these. These are just so much cheaper. I'm gonna go with a General, the good old reliable, and get that on there. And now here we're going to have to put in another stop. So we'll come in here, and this is going to be bus to train to ferry, because it's going to do all three. But we do need to add in another stop. So after church, head up here. How many vehicles does that have? That is 2 on it. And honestly, what I think I'm going to do is make this bi-directional. And I'm going to put 1 bus going in each direction. So this will be... This is going counterclockwise. So now we need a new line going clockwise. We'll make this one a blue color, just so that I can make sure I can see what's going on. And now this is just going to be clockwise. And now I'm going to come onto here, and I'm going to move one of these onto that other line. Let's see, so we got 5 passengers on there. And 1 whole passenger there wanting to go down to Warminster. Is that a private train? It is. Awesome, that's what I love to see. Cool. Alright. So we've gotten those connected up. And then the last thing that I probably want to do in this episode is come up here to I. I would love to incorporate Thaxt. I mean, I guess you could say I is like technically incorporated, but it's really not. Let's see, where's this ferry? I'm going to swap this out for a little bit faster ferry. I know it's probably a fool's errand, but anything that I can do to improve this, the usage on this ferry. But I think I'm going to run a rail line right down here to Thaxt. So I'll probably add in a road, maybe going like that. Let me just see how this lines up. Yeah, that lines up pretty well. And now we want a terminus passenger station. And we'll probably put it in like right there. And now let's figure out where we want to put a station in here. I'll probably make this a pass-through because it might run over to like Clune or something. So since that's the case, I'll probably put a road in. If I put a road in like right there, I don't think I can fit the station in without getting rid of one of these streets. Yeah, so I'm going to get rid of this street. And I'll put put the station in right there. And then I'll run this track right out here. Oh, that cuts out there. I didn't realize that. Well, that's annoying. Because I was hoping to just bridge right across here. Yeah, so I can just see the... So let's see, if I go across like that... right to there. And then I attach right into that station. So now I just need to figure out how to make this connection here. Oh man, I just put it... I really don't want to have that jog in that road. So I'm going to get rid of a lot of this. I wish I could, like, select and delete. Yeah, I'll just get rid of all of that. Okay, so let's start at this end. So where does that... Okay, so right there. And I can actually connect that in, and that's completely straight, which is pretty cool. Ish. And now let's see. Yeah, so that does maintain speed. So I guess I'll be okay with that. So now let's establish a new line from Thaxt up to I. So this is going to be a rail line from Thaxt to I. And I want them to wait for a full load for 60 seconds at both of these locations. And maybe we'll make this like a dark green. So now we need to put in a siding somewhere in here. And I'm thinking this area is probably the best for it. So I'm going to take out this road. And we'll go ahead and put the siding in right here. And then we'll just branch it right onto there. We will connect those up. And now let's go ahead and get a train on here. And I think, as always with our new lines, we'll start with the general. Get that on that line. And now, what is the catchment of this? Yeah, so we're going to need like one, probably a single bus stop. Probably right there. We'll make this a red color, and this will be a bus. And this is going to be Thaxt bus to train. Let's get a quick road depot in here somewhere. This looks like our industrial space, so spin this around and just kind of shoehorn it in right here. And we'll get probably just one bus on this line for now. And then I assume we're also going to have to edit this a little bit. So I'm going to delete this stop. We're definitely going to want to stop here. And then we'll probably want a stop right here in the center of the city. So after drive, head up here. Yeah. And I'm also going to swap this out for an actual bus. And truthfully, I might come in here and I might get rid of one of these cars. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. And this is going to bring us to the end of this episode. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm having a lot of fun making this series, as you guys know. This is a great game, and I really appreciate all of the support for the channel. You know, watching the videos, liking and commenting. Thanks for the tips and tricks. And, you know, as always, please do that. Like and comment. Let me know how I'm doing. And subscribe for more videos, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks. Bye.